Picture a stick figure standing alone at a party, holding a cup, not saying a word. Around it, people are laughing and chatting easily, and inside its head, a small panic has started. What do I say? What if my English isn't good enough? What if I say the wrong thing and they laugh? So it stays quiet, and slowly drifts to the edge of the room, wishing it could just talk to someone. If that has ever been you, I want you to know something kind. You are not bad at English, and you are not boring. You simply have never been taught the small, simple moves that start a conversation. Small talk is not magic, and it is not luck. It is a set of easy steps, and today I will show you 7 of them. Let's learn how to speak with anyone. Here's the first thing I want you to believe. Small talk is a skill, not a talent. It is more like riding a bicycle. At first it feels wobbly and strange, but with practice it becomes natural, almost automatic. And here's the part that matters most for you as an English learner. You do not need perfect grammar, a big vocabulary, or a perfect accent. Native speakers use simple, repeated phrases all day long, the same little openers, the same friendly questions over and over. You can learn those exact phrases, and use them too. So please, let go of the idea that you have to be impressive. You only have to be warm and willing to try. That is enough. In the next few minutes, I will give you the real phrases, copy them, and make them yours. Tip 1. Start with the situation around you. The easiest way to begin a conversation is also the most natural. Just notice something you both can see and say it out loud. You do not need a clever line. You only need to comment on the moment you are sharing. The classic example is the weather. You could say, "It's so nice out today, isn't it?" Or, "Wow, it's really cold this morning." If you're waiting in a line, you might say, "This line is so long, isn't it?" Do you see the pattern? You are pointing at the situation around you and inviting the other person to agree. It feels safe because you are not being personal, and almost always, the other person will smile and answer. Here is your tiny practice for this week. Pick one situation phrase and keep it ready, like a key in your pocket. For example, just learn the weather opener. "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" Say it out loud at home a few times until it feels easy. Then, one time this week, use it on a real person, a neighbor, a coworker, someone in a shop. You do not need a long conversation. You only need a long conversation. You only need to open the door once. Tip 2. Ask open questions, not yes or no questions. This one small change can keep a conversation alive instead of letting it die. A yes or no question gets you a single word, and then silence. If you ask, "Did you have a good weekend?" the answer is just, "Yes," and now you are stuck. But an open question invites a real answer. Instead, you could ask, "What did you get up to this weekend?" Now the other person has something to talk about. Open questions usually start with what, how, or why. Do you like your job becomes, what do you like about your job? Hear the difference. The yes or no version closes the door. The open version hands the other person a gift, a little space to share something about their life. So this week, play a quiet game with yourself. When a yes or no question pops into your head, try to turn it into an open one before you speak. Do you like coffee? Becomes, what kind of coffee do you like? You can even practice this alone, on the way to work. Take 3 yes or no questions and rewrite them in your mind as what, how, or why questions. The more you practice the shape, the more naturally it will come out when you need it. Tip 3. Use follow-up questions to keep going. This is the secret that makes small talk feel effortless, and almost nobody teaches it. You do not have to plan a whole conversation in advance. You only have to listen and ask one more question about whatever the person just said. Imagine they tell you, "I just got back from visiting my family." You do not need a new topic. You can simply ask, "Oh, where does your family live?" Or, "That sounds nice. How long were you there?" Notice the simple phrases you can lean on. "Tell me more about that." "What was that like?" Each follow-up question shows you are listening and gently keeps the conversation rolling forward. Your practice is to become a gentle detective. The next time someone tells you something, pause for 1 second and find one detail to ask about. Just one. If a coworker says, "I had a long weekend," you ask, "Oh, what did you do?" Keep 2 easy phrases ready. "Tell me more," and "What was that like?" With those in your pocket, you will almost never run out of things to say. Tip 4. Remember the FORD topics: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. When your mind goes blank, this little word gives you 4 safe doors to walk through. F is for family. You could ask, do you have any brothers or sisters? O is for occupation, which means your job. You could ask, so what do you do? R is for recreation, which means free time and hobbies. You could ask, what do you like to do on the weekend? And D is for dreams. You could ask, is there anywhere you'd love to travel someday? These 4 topics are easy for almost anyone to talk about. So when the conversation goes quiet, picture the word FORD, pick one door, and step through with a simple question. This week, choose just one letter of Ford and prepare one question for it. Maybe recreation. Get ready to ask, what do you like to do for fun? Keep that one question polished and easy so you never have to invent it under pressure. Then, when a conversation slows down, you will have a door already open waiting for you. One good Ford question is enough to rescue a quiet moment. Tip 5. Show interest with short reactions. A conversation is not only about the questions you ask, it is also about how you respond while the other person is talking. Small reactions tell them, I am listening, I care, please keep going. And the wonderful thing is, these reactions are tiny and easy to say. When someone shares good news, you can say, that's great. When something is surprising, you can say, oh really, or no way. When you understand and agree, you can say, I know what you mean. You do not need long, perfect sentences. These short reactions do so much work. They make the other person feel heard, and they make you feel warm and easy to talk to. Sprinkle them through the conversation like little nods. So pick 2 or 3 short reactions and make them your favorites. Maybe. Oh, really? And that sounds great. Say them out loud a few times so they feel natural. Then, in your next conversation, use them on purpose. When the other person says anything at all, give a warm little reaction before your next question. It is a small thing, but it changes everything. People will feel how nice it is to talk with you. Tip 6. It is okay to use simple words. So many learners stay silent because they are searching for the perfect, advanced word, and while they search, the moment passes. So let me free you from that. Native speakers in real small talk use very simple words. They say nice, good, fun, busy, tired, cool. You do not need fancy vocabulary to be friendly. If you forget a word, you can talk around it. If you cannot remember the word for a job, you can say, the person who fixes cars. And if you truly get stuck, it is okay to say, sorry, how do you say this in English? Most people find that charming. So choose the simple word you know and say it now. A simple sentence spoken warmly is worth far more than a perfect sentence never spoken. This week, give yourself one rule. Speak with the words you already have and do not wait for the perfect one. When you reach for a fancy word, use the simple one instead. Good, nice, fun. Let them be enough. And if you get stuck, practice the rescue phrase out loud now, so it is ready. Sorry, how do you say this in English? With that one sentence, you never have to be afraid of getting stuck again. Tip 7. Learn how to end the conversation politely. Many learners feel nervous about small talk because they are not sure how to stop. They worry they will be stuck talking forever, or that leaving will feel rude. So let me give you the easy ending. A good goodbye has 2 parts, a small reason and a warm closing line. First, a soft reason to go. You could say, well, I should get going, or anyway, I won't keep you. Then, a warm closing. You could say, it was really nice talking to you. Or, have a great rest of your day. That's it. Reason, then warmth. Knowing how to leave kindly makes it far less scary to begin. So learn one ending phrase by heart this week. A simple favorite is, it was really nice talking to you. Have a great day. Say it out loud until it feels smooth and easy. Then, the next time you finish even a tiny conversation, use it. Instead of an awkward silence, you get to leave with warmth. A good ending is a small gift you give the other person, and yourself. So let's gather our 7 simple tips. Start with the situation around you, like the weather. Ask open questions that begin with what, how, or why. Use follow-up questions to keep the conversation going. Remember the FORD. Topics: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Show interest with short reactions like, "Oh really, and that sounds great." Remember that it is okay to use simple words, and learn how to end the conversation politely with a reason and a warm line. That is the whole skill. Just 7 small, friendly moves you can practice one at a time. And here's my last word to you. You do not have to be perfect, you only have to be brave enough to say the first sentence. Every fluent speaker you admire was once nervous too. They simply kept trying and let their mistakes be part of learning. So this week, pick one tip and use it once with a real person. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me, and take care.